Hello, everybody. How are you? This is Jong again with iArcade Facebook Live number 10. Wow, time flies really fast, doesn't it? I remember it like it was yesterday when I started my first one. That was end of last month, and it's already been 10 times. So happy 10, everybody. We should celebrate. um, but my sincere apologies for a late start today. Lots of things happening right now, so things got delayed a little bit. But I'm so glad that I was able to bring this to you today. So I'm very excited to host my 10th, um, and it's a milestone. Hello, everybody. Ed, how are you? Thanks for joining. Hey, Jim, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining. Today's going to be an exciting session. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Philip, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. I had an exciting week last week. To give you a little update, flooded again. I don't know, this may be a Chicago thing, but it flooded again. So I finally learned my lesson. I went outside to check out what was wrong, and I found out that the well cover was missing that was leading to my basement. So I went ahead and replaced that. So let's see if it'll flood again next time it rains hard. Hey Rick, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it. I'm really excited to see you guys. Like I said, today is one of my favorite days, today and Friday, because I get to play games with you, right? Nacho Libre, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining. Um, I got some exciting contents for you today as well, so we'll play some awesome games. Little quick update on a couple other things as well. The other thing that I did yesterday is finally start filming our Kickstarter video, right? So because of the Corona thing, it's been very difficult to film this because quote unquote, literally, you're not allowed to go outside to film right now. So what we did is my crew is in LA, so I'm in Chicago. So we try to do a remote filming. So I had a video camera set up, and then I had a phone right behind it so that he can see the screen. And while he was watching from LA, I was filming here in my dungeon right there, your usual. And after filming, we found out we took about 4 hours to film, and found out that because he's not able to see clearly, we saw that the videos film came out pretty dark. So we're looking to see what's the best way to make that happen again. So we're trying to make that happen as quickly as we can. And also, we finally came up with our Kickstarter video script as well. Yay! So as soon as we finish the video, we're trying to make it really awesome. Our producer is amazing. He's got lots of great films behind him. He's done a lot of music videos for stars and done a lot of advertisements for big companies and things. He's amazing. And one of the things I really appreciate about him is that as soon as he saw our product, he was like, "Oh my God, I gotta do this!" Right? So he's doing it out of his passion, and he's writing all the script and everything, and he came up with some really amazing stuff. So I'm really looking forward to this video because really talented guy doing it out of his passion. He's a huge gamer, and as soon as he saw a product, he's like, "Oh my God, I gotta do this!" So I'm looking forward to it. So we're making our progress. We'll let you know how things go. As now we have the script, now we are, and now we're ready to film. So as soon as they let us come out and film the video, then we'll get that done and try to get our Kickstarter started as quickly as we can. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining. Kevin, how are you? Wayne, how are you? Thank you so much for joining, guys. Really appreciate it. So I was giving quick update on the Kickstarter status and what happened to me last week. And now, finally, it's already time to start playing games with you. So let's get into that right away. Today, I showed you our office last week, so no office to show this week. But I do have a lot of games to show you. So our time is tight because we have to play a lot of games together. So let's jump right into it. As usual, I'm going to move over to my phone on the other side in front of my device. So if you can give me a second, I will make that happen. Be right back. Okay, everybody, I hope you can hear me. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Thanks for joining. I know, I hear you. My basement was also flooded too. So I found out that there were some problems with the well cover, so replaced it. So we'll see how that goes. But I hope you guys can hear me. Give me a quick color if you can. Uh-oh. I hope I have audio. Let me just double check. Hello? Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for confirmation, buddy. Appreciate it. Let's get into playing some games. So, as usual, in case we have some new people joining us today, let me show you how iArcade works. So, I'm gonna pull this back a little bit. As you can see, we got the very powerful 80 watts of powerful stereo speakers right there. 19 inches of beautiful display right there. And we have the authentic arcade controllers, very premium. We have the two-player, 6 buttons each, and 2 joysticks. And then here on the top right, we have the power button, where if you press it lightly, it goes to sleep. Press it again, it comes back to waking up really quickly. One of the things that iArcade is about is it's about quick, easy, and fun, right? So we try to make it very fast from power down all the way up to you playing game in less than 30 seconds. And especially if you use the sleep and wake functionality, it'll be much quicker. And then we have the coin and start buttons right there for you to start playing the games. And of course, you got your volume controls. For the session, I'm gonna put it down so that you can hear me talk. And then you have a button here where if you press it once, it goes into pause when you're playing, and press it again, it depauses or unpauses. And then if you press and hold for 2 seconds, it goes back to the menu. And of course, we have our infamous 3.5 millimeter headset jack, so that you can plug it in and play your games while your family is sleeping. We thought that was very essential to have. Now, let me give you a quick update on our menu. So not update, but information. So we have Wi-Fi connected right now. And in the menu itself, the leftmost one shows you the recent games that you played. So for example, the latest game that I played was Powerball and the Night Slashers and Double Dragons. And then next one shows you all the games that you have installed here. And then afterwards, it shows you all the games by genre. So it covers a lot of genre. And then you have the settings menu so that you can adjust it. Okay, now with that, let's get into the main event. First game that I would like to show you is an action game. It's called Thunderhoop. Now, Thunderhoop was a game that was made by a company called Galco. It was a 1992 game. 1992 game, and this was sort of an ambitious game. One of the first games where you are this kid, and you're a science experiment, and you're trying to get out of this lab that this evil scientist has done, and you're supposed to be this really awesome guy. Let me start the game. All right, as you can see, it's pretty mean and bad. The first game, as you can see, right, it was designed more as a shooter slash, I wouldn't say platformer, but more of a different kind of shooter, right? So I'm going off the lab. It's all about the lab, and your mission is to destroy this evil scientist and free yourself. Along the way, you have these monsters. Volume down a little more. And one thing brutal about this game, right, is that once you get shot just once, you're dead. Not like other games where you can get shot like 10,000 times. Once you're dead. So it's actually very difficult. So forgive me if I am not able to get too far in this game because it is really a difficult game. It doesn't look difficult, but it's actually a very difficult game. Requires a lot of good reflexes. Oh, I knew that would happen. You know, funny thing, I always get killed right there. That guy hiding right behind the window is an arcade nemesis for me. Alright, let's play one more game. You may have heard about this game too. Oh, I know it's not dying. There's a local arcade near me called Galloping Ghost. Very big, pretty famous one here in Chicago, where they have about 600 different arcade games. It's huge. So I go there pretty often. I love the place. Um, it's also family friendly as well. So sometimes I take my son there as well. And there I saw all these games that I've been showing you, including this game here, Thunder Hoop, and I played it. And the experience is exactly the same as what I've seen in the arcade, except it's much better on iArcade, obviously, right? You got 80 watts of dual stereo, powerful dual stereo sound, and you got 19 inches of display here that's like really crisp and everything. So if it doesn't look, if it's not better, then something's wrong, right? Let me just play a quick round, one more round with you, and then we'll move on to the next game. Let's see. Okay. I thought I missed that one. Phew. Jump. Oh, no. Oh, I knew that would happen. I knew that would happen. Oh, my God. Sorry about that one. Didn't mean to die so quickly. Yeah, I love those monsters, right? I mean, great character creation, character design. No, I knew that was happening. Okay, there was 3 rounds, and I think you have a good idea of what the game is about. So I will start here on Thunderhook. Next one, of course, obviously, right? Take a guess. It's right there, Thunderhook 2. Let me show you Thunderhook 2 because this really is an amazing game, right? Thunderhook 2 was a game that was made in 1994, 2 years after Thunderhook 1 was made. Thunderhook series went pretty well for the company, so they developed a sequel, but sequel was very different from the original. So as you can see, first one, the little guy destroyed the evil scientist, right? And 10 years later, he's not grown up, right? He's big, mean, bad in a good sense of way. And now here, it's no longer that shooting platform kind of game anymore. It's now it's more like a what's the best way to put it? Pancha sort of, right? Here is a full side-scrolling shooter, and this is actually 2 players as well. And I'm destroying aliens. So everybody here who are appearing as bad guys, those are actually aliens, right? So don't be fooled. It may be something like They Live, where aliens are hiding humans' body. I don't know, but they're supposed to be all aliens. Oops. So as you can see, very fluid animation, lots of shooting, lots of actions, lots of things to blow up. And this was actually a very surprising game for me because when I first saw it, I wasn't expecting to be good, but once I played it, I got really hooked. So lots of different lots of different kind of aliens to shoot. This game was also in the Galloping Ghost arcade that I told you about. and played it and really enjoyed it. And I was so glad that this game I was able to play on a device as well. Right. Let me just play one more game with you. It is a very difficult game. I know what you're thinking. I need to improve my skills. I was better at this about a month ago. Then I had to play other games, so I didn't get to play this game a lot now. I'm sort of getting used to it again. But it is a game that requires a lot of practice. And as you go into the different levels, the levels will change. So it gives you a really good variety of things as well. The power. I want the power. Didn't get the power. Anyway, that was Thunder Hoop 2. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, it's a very good action game. Some of you may have already heard about this game already. I have seen this arcade game in the arcades in US. And these two are two of the games that I got to learn about as I also was working on iArcade and another game that I got that hooked me into. So I was so glad that I was able to discover this game. Now, let me go into the next game. Now, if you see my title of the session, it's called Shooter Fest, and that is for the reason because next game that I'm about to show you is a shooter game. If you remember about several sessions ago, where Minshik, our chief content officer from Sony PlayStation VP guy, he said he loves shooter games, right? And obviously, a person who loves shooter games would bring a lot of shooter games to our platform, and he did. And he did an amazing job at it. So if you love shooters, iArcade is probably the best platform that you'll be able to play these games on. And I'm very happy about it as well, because obviously I love shooter games too, right? Who doesn't, right? Who doesn't? One of the things that if you think about arcades is shooters. So next game is a shooter game, born in 1988. Now, how I chose this game is that I was reading through some of the comments in our Facebook page, and several, actually, I was sort of surprised. Several people mentioned to me, asked me if we have this game. And at the time, we didn't announce it, so I was like, should I answer this one or not? But afterwards, I thought, hey, let's go ahead and announce it today. So this was actually a pretty famous game. Let me show it to you directly. The game is called, drum roll please. It's called Truxton. So I think the person's name may have been Brian. So Brian, if you're listening to this one's for you. I think Brian was the first one that I saw, at least anyway. So Truxton is one of the very famous shooter games back in the days. And this game was by a company called Toaplan. And Toaplan is one of the master companies in shooters, right? So if you talk about shooters, there are two companies out there that you immediately think of. One of them is Toaplan, and the other one is Psikyo. And this one is by Toaplan. So if you look at this, now this is the first game that I'm showing you that is vertically oriented, right? Now today I want to show you this game because I want to show you how we play our vertically oriented games. You may be able to tell what we're trying to do on this Facebook Live session. One of the big reasons why we have colored our bezel black, right, is because we wanted to make this a seamless experience on the vertical games. So if you look, we kept the sides black. We're going to make this even more black so that it matches the color of the bezel, so that to your eyes it'll look exactly like vertical playing games that you're used to, without the distraction that you get with bezels, right? I don't like bezels myself. Nobody does. So this is our way of making it bezel-less for, I don't say bezel-less, but side strip-less for vertical shooters. Again, we're going to try to match the colors exactly so that all you see is the screen in the middle to play the games. so that right, it looks and feels exactly like a vertical screen. Um, I don't quite honestly. I don't really like if you have graphics on the sides. It's really distracting. So that's another reason why we went this way. We want to make sure that you are focusing on the gameplay. Anyway, Truxton, let's start playing. Some of you may remember this game. I certainly do. I was a big shooter fan when I was a kid. And this is a very difficult game as well. So it's definitely a reflex tester. So let's see if my reflexes will show a better result on shooter games. And by the way, this is all the games that I'm showing you right now. They're all 2 players. Thunderhook 2, you can play 2 players simultaneously. Thunderhook 1, oh, I died. All right, I'll show you better results. But Thunderhook 1 is also 2-player game, but you play 1 player at a time. This one, I believe you play 1 player at a time as well. Very similar to like Galaga. So, oh my god. These guys are double teaming me. Is that fair? Okay. Who has heard of Truxton before? Again, I know that this is a famous game. And I am seeing that a lot of people have played games that I've not heard about before. Let me play one more round. Truxton I definitely have. Also like the 90s music in this as well. Okay, one at a time. Oh my god. You guys are probably much better than I am. So I admit, that was approved. My reflexes need to get better. I will practice. I keep on saying that, but I'll practice. If you remember back in the days, these shooters were also about how quickly you can press these buttons, right? So you can get the missiles out there as quickly as you can. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. So when I was young, right, we used to have rulers and use tools like rulers to press as quickly as possible. There were lots of tricks that we used to do when I was young. And probably possible here as well. Oh. All right. That was me playing Truxton. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's move on to the next game. So next game is going to be somewhat familiar to you now that you have played Truxton. It's called Truxton 2. We're bringing the entire Truxton series to iArcade. And one of the reasons is because we obviously love these games. And Truxton 2 is another amazing game. It's actually a step up from Truxton. I think they did a fabulous job. Not only from sort of graphical wise, but also from gameplay wise, it has a lot of more improvements. Let me show you. And by the way, this game is also 2-player as well, as you can see. You can see how quickly it is, right? Toaplan's game, as well as like Phil's game, shooter games back in the days, they were very famous because how the gameplay was quick, fast, responsive. Right, of course, especially back in the day, graphically extremely good, graphically really good, right? And you can see how fast these buttons are. The gameplay, right? It's very difficult to get the gameplay of shooter games from Toaplan and Psikyo. And if you look at all the other really famous companies that made shooter games, like for example Cave, which is another awesome company that's making shooter games. Everybody there is from Toaplan. So Toaplan has born a lot of different more companies, right? Especially going out of business, and from there, lots of other great shooter games have been born. So sort of like a mother of shooter games. These two companies. So as you can see, if you compare these games against some of the other shooters out there, let me play one more game with you. Can't believe I died that way. If you compare this against some of the other shooters from other companies out there, right, it's definitely different. Lots of action, uh, lots of weapons, and many different ways to play. Right? For example, look at this weapon. It was very different from the other one that was sort of giving me those angles, different angles of shooting. Oh, it's hard. All right, bad guys, come over here. Come to daddy. Now I feel better. All right. Oh, that's where I always get killed. I think this is my last ship. So let me play this one, and we'll move on to the next. All right. Now these parts I'm able to go over, right? But the part where I keep on always keep on dying is a very difficult part, right there. Especially I have the small ships on to my left and right. Sort of confuses me because it's wide. I'm wide. But anyway, that was Truxton 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Here, I would like to let you know that we have a very strong partnership with Toaplan. That's an announcement, and we are bringing their games over. So if you remember, we showed you Snow Brothers 1 and 2 last time. That comes from our very strong Toaplan partnership. And here is our second one that we're showing you, Truxton, and we'll show you a lot more games from Toaplan in the coming future. Now, let's get to our final game. Final game is a huge one, especially if you love shooters. This is like Mac Daddy of shooters, right? It's dream come true for shooter lovers. So with that said, let me show you a video of our hero game of the day. Give me a second, and then I'll come right back. All right. This is a game that I want to show you today. I am very excited to announce that Gunbird is coming to iArcade. Gunbird is the mother of all shooting games, I think. This game is done by Psikyo, the company that I mentioned to you previously. And this game's amazing, right? I mean, everybody knows this game. If you're a shooter fan, then you have to have played Gunbird before. So it's a very popular game. It's about these 5 characters, right, with different abilities, right, trying to save the world. And this is one of the top flagships of shooter games out there. And this game is, let me show you. So here, you get to choose one out of 5 characters. I like Marion, so let me use Marion. So here, the 5 characters have different abilities like this, right? So you use these abilities to save, save yourself when you're in trouble. I want to get the power. There you go. So if I get the power, you get different weapons. So this one also requires really good dexterity. It requires really good reflexes now. This one is sort of different from other shooter games, right? Because it's got cartoony graphics, sort of. And in sequence too, there are cartoony sequences. It's actually got some great story as well. Something like this. Oh, I'm too late. Read the trunk. That must be the name of the bad guys. And if you look at the bad guys here, you'll see in a bit, there are mechas that you're fighting with. And the enemies are pretty big. They're bad. I want to get the power. Alright, give me the power. There we go. Oh my god. This is very, very difficult. But at the same time, this difficulty and things is that's what's about when you're playing a game. That's what arcade game is about, right? Very hard. You need lots of practices, like I do. But games like this, combining great graphics, different gameplay, and really good levels and things like that, it makes a great shooter game. So that was the last game that I wanted to show you today. Let me move over to my PC and let's have some conversation. If you can give me 1 second. I think I was on mute. Can you hear me better now? There may be a little bit of delay from what I'm seeing on my PC. So my sincere apologies. There may be some network issues. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I was really excited for today because I really wanted to show you these games, right? Gunbird is definitely one of my favorites. Truxton, I mean, it's a great, amazing shooter, right? It requires fast reflexes and things, something that I need to practice more. But oh, great, thank you. Thank you for the confirmation, Mark. Appreciate it. I'm so glad that there's audio. But again, I think there's some lag happening. So if you can bear with me, I would appreciate it. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed these shooters. Truxton 1 and 2 are coming to iArcade, and Gunbird 1 and 2, both of them are actually coming to iArcade. Today I showed you Gunbird 1 for a great reason. And I would like to announce that Gunbird is going to be the second preloaded game that will be on iArcade. So there it is. I wanted to announce our second preload game. First preload game was Double Dragon. Second preload game will be Gunbird. And I will be making more announcements on the preloaded games very soon as well. Here's the second announcement. We are, again, working with both of the top companies that are making shooters, Psikyo and Toaplan. And Psikyo especially loved our product so much that they have decided to be our exclusive partner. So iArcade is going to be the only arcade platform out there that you'll be able to play amazing Psikyo games on. So great thing is we're going to be bringing all their amazing games onto iArcade. And I can't wait to show you more. I will be showing you a lot more. So stay tuned for that. Okay. let me look at some questions. Last one, I found out that we went for about 75 minutes. And I was like, whoa, that was a long time. I think Facebook only saves about 60 minutes of the video. So I'll try to make it much quicker from now on. Thank you so much again for everybody to stay with me last time as well. Let's see. Today, um, oh, Mark, graphics look awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Especially these games have gotten from the graphics between 80s and 90s and 2000 are all different if you look, and it's got some step up graphics. So 80s has amazing retro feel graphics that we have big nostalgia for. 90s graphics, it's got step up, more like what's the best way to put it? Colorful, I would say, colorful graphics that we got used to, and we really used to really love back in the 90s. And the 2000, obviously, the graphics really jumped up. I think they have really good characteristics as you go each decade. And obviously now, I mean, it's a cartoon, right? So, let me look at some other comments. Braxton, oh, thanks for joining, Braxton. How's it going? Thanks for joining. I really can't wait for the Kickstarter. I'm so pumped. Oh, thank you so much. So am I. Appreciate it. As I gave some updates in the beginning of the session, we're working very hard to make it happen as quickly as we can. So we'll try best. So thanks so much for that. Jackson, hey Jackson, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it. Truxton is great. Oh, thank you. I totally agree with you. I've never played a Toaplan Champ that I didn't like. Oh, Toaplan has some amazing games, I tell you. And we have a very strong relationship with them, and I can't wait to show you more of their games. We have some really amazing games from them. I agree about the fake bezel graphics for vertical games. They're just distracting. How do you handle scaling with vertical games? I prefer integer scaling to avoid shimmering, but some people don't notice. That's a great question. I gotta ask my engineer. I'll take the homework. I'll bring it back. But thank you so much for the great question. I appreciate it. Let's see. Gunbird, Red, looks like we lost you. See joystick picture. Yeah, so let me do this. I'll have a look into the technical issue here and end it for the day today. But I'll go back and answer any questions that you may have, and as usual, and we'll make sure that this issue doesn't happen again in the future. I know I keep on saying this, and my apologies, sincere apologies. I don't know why it's keep on happening as well, but I'm going to make sure that I get to the bottom of it. All right, thank you so much again for joining today. Just quick summary of today. It was a shooter day. Gunbird is being preloaded on iArcade, and Psikyo and Toaplan relationship, and especially Psikyo is going to be exclusive to iArcade. So very excited to host this session today with you, and we'll have a lot more great, amazing games coming soon to you very shortly. So stay tuned. Oh, scaling. Okay, sorry, just going back to the question window for a second. The scaling, thank you. I'll definitely check with my engineer, as I don't have the answer for you right now. It's way above my pay grade. Wayne, thank you so much. My sincere apologies for today. But at least I'm happy that we got through the demo before the technical issue happened. So, but I'll make sure that this doesn't happen next time as well. So for today, again, let me end here and let me look into my issues and get them fixed. And from next time on, I will make sure that this does not happen again. I'll look into more in depth. Yeah. uh, oh, Jackson, thank you so much again. Appreciate it. Everybody, thank you so much for joining today. And we'll hold another one upcoming this Friday, and we're looking forward to see you then. Thanks so much again for joining today, guys. Appreciate it. Have a fantastic week. See you Friday.